from the very young age, my father always wanted to have a son who will don a uniform someday, irrespective of the fact that it will be a civil police or some kind of that. Very less information known to me about the psychology test, especially, and the GTO test.
Okay.
I knew about interview, that there is an interview, so I knew about that. But the very first day I came here, my doubts got really cleared.
Hi everyone, I am Colonel Amit Srivastava, your senior GTO at Centurion Defence Academy, Dehradun Center. And today we have with us Navtej, who has recently cleared his SSB from 11 SSB Prayagraj in his first attempt in the SSC Tech. And it's a very proud moment, not only for you, for us also, because obviously clearing SSB in the first attempt is very rare.
Very first day I came here, my doubts got really cleared and my vision got really cleared up. Because I thought that, okay, this is the interview, there will be 5 days, they will show you picture, you have to write stories and all, and they will select you on that basis.
A lot of misconceptions are there.
Misconceptions are there. But once I went back home after the day 1, when I looked at my notebook, what I have written, like whatever the key points I have found, I used to write them all. In any session I am here, I used to write key points. So when I looked at and I recalled what I had, what the perception I had, it was more or less completely different. So at that time I was like, okay, now I am into this, so I have to learn how to adapt myself into it.
Yes.
So that is how my 14 days went by. The OIR sets which was provided, that were really helpful. The Raniti book that was provided to us, especially that the OIR questions in there, and the other OIR sets which was provided by the faculties here, that was really good. If I talk about the psychology test.
Yeah, no, at this point I would also like to clarify one thing, that the kind of emphasis we give here in OIR,
Yes, sir.
the kind of material which is there in the Raniti, it is, you will not find it everywhere.
Exactly,
the kind of practice we give here,
Yes, sir.
the mentors which are here, who are here, like your Abhishek sir or your Jishan sir, the kind of tips and tricks and practice they give every day.
Exactly, sir.
And apart from that, the kind of Centurion leadership drill we have.
Yes, sir.
So those things are very good to start the day off.
Yes, sir. And adding to this, sir, when I was in the SSB, so there were also few other candidates who have prepared from different coaching centers.
Yeah.
So when I told them that we had to, every day we had a different OIR session for like an hour or so.
Yes.
So they were like, do you guys have OIR sessions and all? So I was like, yes, it's a part of a SSB process. So there are needing this kind of session. So I think that helped me really well. And similarly for the psychology test, so at that time the psychologist was...
you talk about the PPDT?
Yeah, sorry,
from
the
OIR,
PPDT is also important, I skipped that. So PPDT was really good in SSB. I was really comfortable because the pictures shown here were a bit more, I would say,
more similar
to them, yes.
Yeah, again, at this point, let me tell you one very important thing. Now, most of the places, practice which is given to the students when they go to various places are mostly which are available in the open domain, that is internet, and mostly they are for the TAT pictures.
Yes.
The pictures are very clear. The idea behind TAT is little different from what is there in PPDT. The pictures in PPDT is little hazy.
Yes.
And here we have pictures somewhat similar to what is there in the SSB.
Exactly, sir.
So we have not copied anything from the internet.
Yes.
We have created similar stimulus,
Yes,
which
sir.
is supposed to be there for the PPDT.
Yes.
And based on the various feedbacks which we keep getting from the students, we keep creating those stimulus, and that is the USP, and that is how PPDT becomes really easier for the students who come to us.
Yes, sir.
So I'm sure what you have said,
exactly,
validates
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I in fact remind that the first PPDT session was taken by Basu sir, and he pointed out to every candidate, for every group he divided into the batch. He pointed out every mistake they were making, from marking the characters and all, that how you write a story, how to conclude. So he pointed that out, and that really helped me, especially also in the discussion part, because discussions also become a very important part for the screening process. If you are not engaging enough, not raising the right points, it becomes tough for you to cope up with the process. So that was really helpful for me, and that I learned from here only.
And how we give the individual feedback.
Yes, sir.
And how we both combine, that is how Basu sir gives you input about your written part.
Yes, sir.
and how I give the input about all
Yes,
your
sir.
other aspects. So that that helps.
Yes, sir. So that really helps when you have, someone who is pointing out your mistakes. So that is really important. If someone is only giving you points of positivity, that's good. But if someone is pointing out your negatives, then you have room for improvement.
Obviously, you can always improve on those aspects.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
And now if I talk about the psychology part, so at that time, psychologist sir here was Buddhiraja sir. So at that time also it was a really, a lens to my eyes, I would say, that how he cleared the haziness surrounding
About
that
the
psychology test.
Yes.
So he told us one thing, that it is important to know what you have to do, but it's equally important that what you have not to do in the psychology part, especially. So he briefed us very about the whole psychology part really well. And I remember when we used to practice for the WAT, the first WAT, I was not even able to cope up with the speed of the words. But fortunately enough, I had so much practice, and whatever Buddhiraja sir told us, I have implemented in post my preparation here. So I had a gap of 14 days between my SSB and this. So I implemented those in my later preparation, and I was able to finish 59 of those words in the actual SSB. Similarly goes for TAT. He used to give us, show us pictures, give us time to write, and then give us individual feedbacks. I will not say individual, but he will ask randomly to narrate your story. Then he will build on that, what others can also write. So it was really a very learning experience for me in psychology, that you can learn from others also. So they are making some mistakes, so you can also learn that what mistakes he had done and what I had to avoid. So similarly for SRTs, how he told us the pinpoints of what you have to write, what not to write. So that really struck me.
Psych is something which is very important. And especially Aditya Buddhiraja sir, he's my senior. And what I have seen of him, and I know of him, he is a very experienced mentor in psychology. And what makes him very different is himself, he is so motivated and committed to guide each and every student. He takes all the pain to understand and go into the details of each student's the responses which they give. He gives that personal attention and the level at which he talks.
Yeah, exactly. That's
so motivating, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And those things really work.
Yes. When I came here, the very first day when we were taken to the GTO ground first, so I found the facility really good, because they had the right amount of individual obstacles, the obstacles for group tasks they were there, and the Rassi Bhattavalli things. They were really good infrastructure, I would say.
In fact, if you know, very few places you will find that all the components, the outdoor infrastructure for group testing is available. But in Centurion, we have got the complete set of the group obstacle race, the individual obstacles, the PGTs, the HGTs, the command tasks, the final. So everything is been created.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, if you have to help somebody, we have to have that complete infrastructure. So that way, obviously, we have a very good edge amongst the competition in the.
So that was really good to know. There is an academy, which is obviously there are things like if you are investing your time, so you need to take back from it, and it was really good to see that Centurion Defence Academy is providing those facilities. So there were really good tasks in there, and obviously you were our GTO instructor at that time. So you taught us really well how to use that Rassi, Phatta and Balli, how to place the Phatta first and then think of the solution, find that solution, and how to tie a knot and how to place the right front support and all that. So I worked only on those basic principles, and it really went well for me in the SSB. Now if I talk about the indoor GTO task, the GPs and GD and lecturates. So in lecturate also, I would say I was firstly, as I had some exposure to the stage from my school time, but it declined somewhat in graduation. But when you are not in practice of that, there are some kind of anxiety which builds up. So that anxiety got dissolved in here only, because when Jishan sir or you used to hold those lecturates, so I was there to speak up, and it was good to know, there are also people who are trying to improve your bits. They will tell you that, okay, you did this right, you did this wrong, so you need to improve on it, and I did so. So about that lecturate also you need to be aware about. So you need to, the material that were provided, that the hot topics which were there, and the important topics that are there. So those topics, I only prepared those topics, and somehow when you prepare those topics, your knowledge, the spectrum of that knowledge goes to other topics also.
Yes.
So that comes really handy to me, and it helped me a lot, the material that was provided for the GDs and the lecturate, both for both. And for the GP especially, the way you taught us to how to, identify the problems and the way you have to write it on the sheet of paper, that was really helpful for me, as I was able to complete that within time when the actual procedure came. So that was really helpful, how you
In
guided.
fact, if you're talking about GP,
Yes, sir.
I put a lot of emphasis on GP.
Yes, sir.
Because this is the most important task in the abstract field. And therefore you get so many practices, almost more than 5 practicing GPs with detailed feedback about your performance after you have done your discussion. And when I check your answer sheet.
Yes, sir.
So those things I put in that extra effort because I know this is something very important in abstract field and has got a lot of say
Yes, sir.
in your overall performance in the group testing.
Yes, sir.
Because there are 2 parts in the group testing. One is abstract field, one is practical field. In abstract field, you have got GD, GP and lecturate.
Yes, sir.
Lecturate becomes very important.
Yes, sir.
And once the GP becomes very important because here the performance has got a lot of impact thereafter.
Yes, sir. And also you have taught us that in lecture there are sometimes you need to use really clear words and crisp language to, you can attract the attention from the
and how you
assessor.
should have those formats.
Yes, sir. So I really take that from there and was able to put some effect on my lecturate. Interviewing officer for me in the here Centurion Defence Academy was Basu sir. So the PIQ form that we were given here, the mock PIQ form which was provided, which it was actually very detailed to and similar to what we were actually getting there. So in that PIQ form, the way Basu sir and Sami Sabharwal sir have taught us to how to fill a PIQ form and what to fill and how many there are ways to show your virtues in them. So it was really helpful to fill the actual PIQ form. And speaking of how you talk and walk into the interview, that is also very important to be in a neat attire and clean shaven and all that. So it really helped me in that interview part. Speaking of the actual interview, so the questions and the CIQs that are called, the way Basu sir and Sami Sabharwal sir had taught us, it was somewhat similar to those. It was so precise that I was in sometimes, I have done this.
You have already done this, you have gone through this.
So I didn't take much pressure at that time, like, okay, what to answer now. तो वो मेरे लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल था कि मैंने उस टाइम पे उसको मैंने एक बार वो पहले एक्सपीरियंस कर रखा था, वो सेम सिमिलैरिटी, उसी टाइप का प्रेशर, उसी टाइप के क्वेश्चन और वो जो हॉट क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, जो रैपिड क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, वो मैंने एक्सपीरियंस कर रखा था, तो वो मेरे लिए बहुत बेनिफिशियल रहा जो मेरे को यहाँ सिखाया गया था. And
in fact, I'll tell you at this point that see what happens in the interview is mostly about your background, whether it's your educational, family background and your other extracurricular activities and all. So the content won't change.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, but what changes is how you present it.
Exactly, sir.
Because now you know, okay, these are the things which I have to talk about. So you are able to convey it in a much better manner. Obviously, that has got very impact on the interviewing officer.
Yes, sir.
How it is presented.
Yes, sir.
And that is the kind of practice you get here with Basu sir or Sabharwal sir,
Yes,
the way they teach you. That's very good.
And one thing is that in the interview they taught us that you need to really know your PIQ form, but you have written it.
Yes.
So I really worked on it because if I am writing something in my PIQ, which is basically about me, so it is like if I have written that I have completed my graduation from Govind Ballabh Pant Institute, and so I was prepared to answer who was Govind Ballabh Pant, why was he significant, why his name only, and these kind of questions.
Basic awareness which has
Yes.
to be there if somebody who's motivated and who's
Exactly.
been sincere in life.
Yes, sir.
So he generally knows the surrounding and whatever he has been doing.